The iPod Shuffle is an amazing device. It's literally the smallest music player in the world. It's got this great built-in clip, so you can clip it right on your clothing. And it's the easiest to use iPod as well.
So Apple has removed some pretty important features from their devices over the years in order to simplify the designs, and one such example was with the iPhone 7 when they removed the headphone jack. But one of the biggest examples of this was with the iPod Shuffle 3rd generation, and that is because they removed almost every single button from this device. So for example, if we bring the iPod Shuffle 2nd generation, you'll see that it has a ton of controls on the front, unlike with the 3rd generation, which is missing almost every single button. So in this video, we'll be documenting the history of the device and how it even works when it has no buttons. So the first question you might be asking yourself is, how do you control the device when there's no buttons on it? If we bring the 2nd generation iPod Shuffle for comparison, there's at least buttons to change the volume and to switch between songs. But to control the iPod Shuffle 3rd generation, you had to get one of these earbuds. And they did come with the iPod box, but basically they had buttons to switch up the volume and to pause and switch between different songs. Now, even though the solution doesn't sound so bad, it actually created a lot of problems for people who already had a pair of earbuds that they wanted to use with the iPod, because at the time, very few earbuds had controls at the center of the wire. Now, another thing that makes the iPod unique is just how tiny it is. So let's actually bring a quarter for comparison. And if I bring the two together, you'll start to understand just how tiny this iPod is. Now, the last thing I'll be mentioning about this device that makes it actually really unique is the fact that it doesn't even have a charging port. So if you look around the device, you'll only see the headphone jack, and pretty much every iPod Shuffle besides the 1st generation charged through the headphone jack, and you would need one of these chargers for it, and that just further proves how unique this device is from other iPods. Now, unlike with the removal of the home button and the headphone jack, Apple chose to not stick with the decision to remove the iPod Shuffle controls. A couple years later, when Apple released the 4th generation iPod Shuffle, they decided to bring back the controls, and that was due to the confusion and the inconvenience of only being able to use one type of earbuds. Actually, what else is interesting is how in 2009, Apple released a buttonless version of the stainless steel iPod, and this device now costs hundreds of dollars on eBay, and on top of that, when the next model was released the following year, it actually had less storage than the previous model. Now, despite the fact that this device was a complete failure, I actually do recommend it for 2023, and that is because first off, it's portable, second of all, it has a clip on the back, and also, it prevents you from getting distracted on your phone when you're at the gym. Now, getting one of these devices will be very easy. Just search it up on eBay and you can find it between 15 to 25 bucks, and I do recommend the 3rd generation model because it can hold the most storage. Now, that is basically it for the 3rd generation iPod Shuffle retrospective. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.